My dear readers, listeners, and of course friends, we find ourselves once again bearing witness to the sordid theatre of American politics, a spectacle that would be laughable were it not so repugnant. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a man who dared invoke the sanctity of his family's name, has now shamelessly endorsed Donald Trump, suspending his own pathetic excuse for a campaign. This is no mere pivot. It is a revolting act of treachery that stinks of the most foul opportunism. Kennedy, whose campaign was always more sideshow than serious bid, has confirmed the darkest suspicions of those who hesitantly threw their support behind him. Here was a man who styled himself as a maverick, a fighter for truth and justice, only to reveal himself as nothing more than a craven pawn in a far more sinister game. And who stands behind this disgusting about-face? The odious figure of Timothy Mellon, heir to a legacy of avarice and moral bankruptcy, whose wealth has been used to fund both Kennedy and Trump. But let us not make the mistake of thinking this is all about Mellon, though his slimy fingerprints are all over this debacle. No, this betrayal is a shared disgrace, a collusion of two men whose pretensions to principle have been exposed as nothing more than a convenient cloak for their ambition. Kennedy's sudden endorsement of Trump is not just a slap in the face to his supporters, it is a middle finger raised high to anyone who dared hope that there might be a shred of integrity left in this man. What a pitiful display of cowardice. What a revolting act of submission. It's almost as if Mellon, panicked by the realization that Kennedy was draining more votes from Trump than from Biden, ordered his lackey to fall in line. Or else. And fall in line Kennedy did, with the eagerness of a dog racing to lick its master's boots. Mellon's role in this tragedy cannot be ignored, though. Here is a man who, despite his obscene wealth, has managed to fumble his own nefarious plot. Mellon, whose forebears might have been vile in their greed, but at least competent, has instead managed to turn this into an embarrassing failure of epic proportions. The Kennedy name, once a symbol of hope and resilience, is now tarnished beyond repair, reduced to a tool for Mellon's backroom deals and Trump's grotesque ambitions. But let's be clear. Kennedy's disgrace is his own. This vile act of endorsement is not just the work of a man compromised by dark money. It is the final pathetic gasp of a campaign that was always more farce than fight. Kennedy has chosen his bed, and he now lies in it, buried under the weight of his own cowardice, his name forever stained by this treacherous act. So, to the supporters who now feel betrayed, I say this: you were not wrong to doubt. You were not wrong to suspect that the man you backed was a charlatan. But now you know beyond any shadow of a doubt that Kennedy is nothing more than a spineless opportunist, a man who will say anything, do anything to claw his way to the scraps of power left at Trump's table. And as for Mellon, let him wallow in his own failure, a pathetic heir to a legacy of greed, who has managed to turn even his greatest ambition into a humiliating debacle.